Kyle here from Applied OCD. I've got today a little 1-gallon kerosene can that was in a box of lanterns that I bought once upon a time here not too long ago. The can was missing the little metal screw-on lid from here, and I've been looking for something to fit around that for a very long time and trying to keep my eyes open for a little plastic cap or something that'll fit over that. Well, I finally found one off of a curtain rod that I bought and put in the house, and it fits on there perfectly. So I got that part finished. But I noticed, and you can notice too, that this cap here is it's been damaged. Probably the can was dropped on it, and it dented that up, and you can see how it's all crinkled in here. But I thought I'm going to try to straighten that out and see if we can get it to where it looks the way it should. So you always need something good and solid to pound on. So I've got my piece of metal here. This is I think it's a cover from some sort of a pipe fitting or whatever that I got many years ago, and it had some a boss on here. I machined that all off, so now it's flat. I was looking around in my pile of goodies, and I just happened to find this hex head bolt that fits in here just perfectly. Look at that, fits in there just, I mean, like it was made for it. So I think that's going to be part of my project here. And then I need something to support this on so that I can push this piece back out that way. So I've got my handy Harbor Freight impact socket set, 3/4 inch drive. And I'm thinking that if I can get something that this will fit in, it'll support that area around there, and I should be able to kind of pound this out. Well, it just so happens there's 35 millimeters right there. That fits really nice. What's this one? 32. That doesn't go in there at all. So I'm thinking maybe the 35 would probably work good, or maybe the 36. I don't want to. I want to be able to allow this metal to go down in there a little bit. So maybe, I'm going to try the 30s. I'm going to try the 35. I've also learned over the years that when you do metal forming, it's always best to go as gentle as possible. Nice and easy. Easy does it. You don't. I'm not a 600-ton hydraulic press where you can smash this all out in one operation. You know, just one hit, boom, it's done. I've learned that when you do this, it's best to take it slow and just nice and gentle taps with a hammer and see if we can get this thing to straighten out. See, I'm not going crazy on this thing. Look at that. It's already started to come out. Real easy. There's a little portion right here that's still down in there, but I think we can get that to come out. Just put that back in there. Notice the sound changed? It sounds more solid now. Look at that. That's pretty good. A little soft over here, you know, still a little smashed in right there, but you can start to see where the edge of the socket, see where the rust is right here? Where the edge of that socket has supported that metal. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to try to do a little bit right there. Just bring it around the edges a little bit. mean, it's not perfectly square. It's a little bit high right here. Wonder if I could. I know what's happening. This is where I start getting into trouble. So I'm going to just stop. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. Pretty even all the way around. A little bit raised up right here. It's pretty flat across there. But I think I'm gonna stick with that. Let's see how it fits on there. Yeah, fits good. All I have to do now is make myself a little a cork or a paper gasket to fit in there to seal around the top edge. And then I should be in business. Very nice. Inside of this can is dirty, and so is the outside. You can see it's got a bunch of debris right there, dirt and cobwebs and stuff. And there is some stuff inside here that needs to be cleaned out. But there's no holes in the bottom of it. It's nice and clean. You can see it still had the original red paint on it. Somebody put on there, or maybe at the factory. I don't know. But it's a kind of a cool little 1 gallon kerosene can that I can use to supply my lanterns that I have around here. So I'll probably clean this out by putting some ball bearings or something in there. Even you can even use a handful of hex nuts or bolts or whatever, and then just shake it around, and then I'll get all the loose stuff in there broken up, and then I'll just rinse it out with water real good, make sure it doesn't leak, and dry it out. And once it's all dried out, we can be ready to put fuel back in. So that's how you straighten out something like this. I've also seen where I had a oil pan from the Farm All C. It wasn't the original oil pan that I had. It was one that I bought from Bates Corporation. I had a leak in mine, and I wanted to replace it. And they sent me this one that looked like it was on an engine that had been taken off a tractor and dropped on the ground, and the bottom of the pan was all caved in one corner. And I thought, man, what am I going to do with that thing? How am I going to get that straightened out? And so I took it outdoors, and I used the ground. The ground was not soft like it was muddy, but it was not all baked and hard like it usually gets in July after 8 weeks of no rain. So the ground was somewhat soft, and I was able to take this oil pan, set it down on the ground, and then I got a piece of oak, and I rounded the edges of it so that it was just not square cut off with the miter saw, but it was rounded. And then I used this hammer right here, put that oil pan on the ground, and just gentle taps, just like I did with this one, just tappy tap, tappy tap like that. And I was able to get that oil pan to form right back into its original shape. And if you didn't know that it had been smashed up like that, I doubt if you could tell, because it came out that good. And the ground underneath was able to give slightly enough to where it supported that, and it prevented my block of wood from creasing the metal as it was being formed out. Of course, I had rounded all the edges on that piece of wood beforehand just to prevent that, but it really did a great job. So I'm a firm believer, if you want to straighten out a piece of metal or something like that, you don't need to start beating on it with a sledgehammer. All you need is a small hammer and just gentle taps. Just be patient and tap on that gently, and with a little bit of patience and some time, you can have really good results. So that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching.